Welcome to Political Arena on S24 television. This afternoon, we turn our focus to a growing concern in the democracy, the rising wave of political apathy among citizens as the nation gradually builds towards the 2027 general election. Why are more people stepping back from political participation? Is it frustration, distrust, or a deeper connection between the leadership and the led? To unpack these questions, I'm joined by my guest, Ojikpon Alexander Intellectually. Thank you very much for coming, Alex.
Thank you for having me.
Who will help us understand the sense of the nation's mood? Okay, so Mr. Alex, we are gradually moving towards the 2027 general election. Why are more citizens, both the adults and the young, not wanting to participate in the election? What is the reason behind this political apathy? Can you explain to us in depth, please?
Okay, so there are different reasons of why the level of political participation in the country is going down, as can be seen from historical factor, right from the Fourth Republic of 1999 till now, the percentage of people participating in election has been going down. So you see that the only time we've had about 60% has been at about 2015, and since then it has been going down to the present 30-something percent, 36% that we have now. So different factors have influenced why the mood of the electorate has soured towards elections, such as corruption and other factors that can be included in lack of governance and then the corruption issue and all.
Okay, Mr. Alex, can we link economic hardship directly to the lack of interest in politics the citizens have? You did mention corruption. I know it's part, but can we link the economic hardship? Should the economic hardship not be one reason why they should strive harder to elect a better leader that will put economic stability in place?
So the issue of the economy and everything also contributes to the lack of political participation in ways such as, if people most of the times focus more on their business. If the economy is bad, focus more on their businesses instead of having time for political things and all. So it is known that in the economy, once the economy becomes bad, or in the country, once the economy becomes bad, the people tend to lose interest in the political arena, because first of all, they have to go to their works, they have to look for money, things are tight. So there's no way they are going to leave their businesses to come and stand in line for election.
Yes.
So the economic aspect of a country is very important for a political participation or for a political movement in the country.
Okay. That's very well, Mr. Alex. As the electoral body fail to convince the citizens that their votes count and their voices actually matter?
Yeah, actually, completely. Because you can see in different instances of the electoral body, INEC, failing to ensure or failing to make citizens to believe that the election goes according, like people's votes are being counted accordingly.
Can you cite those instances for us?
So you can see in 2023, of the cases of the present president and the other running candidates that were around. So most people, based on the whole movements that were going, the articulate and the obedient movement, and then most people felt that their other candidates won, and based on the failure of the beavers and all. So there was no accountability, or there was no clear procedure to come out and say, this is what we followed, these are the documents, you can follow them by yourself to have a winner.
Okay, very well, Mr. Alex. So you mentioned earlier that from the Fourth Republic till now, the political participation of people has reduced to like 4%, 36% rather. Would you say bad leadership, lack of accountability, good governance has led the citizens to actually relax and not exactly care about who governed them anymore? Yes.
You can see that bad leadership contributes exponentially to why people don't care about who leads them anymore. If you keep on voting, and the people that you vote inside vote to power rather,
yes,
go on and continue messing up the country, then you don't think anything is going to change, then you're going to lose faith that, oh, no matter how much I vote, no matter how much I do this, it's going to continue becoming bad and bad and bad. So
Okay.
that is why the participation, the percentages have been going down right from 2015 and 1999.
Okay. Okay, Mr. Alex. So directly you are saying bad leadership has contributed to the political apathy amongst the citizens.
Yes, yes.
But do you not think if they are not politically inclined and involved in the political arena, how will they chase out the bad leadership?
That is when you now come back to the issue of corruption and accountability. Now, when
So it's like a circle.
it's like a circle. In economics, there's called a poverty, on any cycle of poverty.
Okay.
But in this case, there's only a cycle of bad leadership, governance, and all. So as you go around and around, you go back to voting leaders, and then they come into bad governance. Then it completes back to bad leadership and all. So some people can't see the justification for going out to vote or for participating politically. But in my point of view, I feel like no matter the amount of hardship or the amount of economic hardship that we see, people should engage politically, because that is the only way that you can have a new government, and that can be done in different ways.
Nigerians, did you hear that? Okay, ahead of this 2027 election, we have seen a lot of young citizens come online to demand accountability from the government, to demand answers, to know why, the reasons, and to actually talk about government, what the government has done, and all of that. Does that mean younger people are getting more politically inclined and engaged?
No, it actually does not.
It doesn't.
It doesn't. In some ways it does, but in most, like, majority ways it does not.
So social media activism does not count?
Yes, it does not really count as much. It counts, but it doesn't really count as much, because, as I say, politics happens on the ground.
Politics is practical?
Yes, it's practical. So when you campaign online, or when the few of the people that are socially active, that are on all the social medias and all,
okay,
and they make a movement and all, and then it does not reflect to the ground, because most of the youth, especially the youth that I know, are not interested in political participation based on, oh, last time I voted, nothing changed. Last time I vote does not count again, and everything. So there are two ways of looking at it. So it's not just a black and white picture. So you can look at it from two different angles. So some ways it does, some ways it doesn't.
Okay. So what do you advise them to do? What do you advise them to do if social media activism doesn't count, like you said, or doesn't count much, rather? Yeah. What form of activism do you think they should engage in, as protests are not exactly welcomed in this country?
So in any stable democracy, protests are supposed to be welcome, first of all. But then I'm not calling for a protest. So in as much as you are going to have a social media political movement, you are supposed to have a physical social movement, where you see the movement that it is moving. So you look at countries that have the same social media movements and then have the movement on the ground. Say example of Senegal. Okay. That is the only way they moved out the entrenched political class that they had in their country. And that is the only way that now they have the president that they wanted, even if the other one was bad from election. So from the political aspects, then they backed it up with the movements on the ground.
Okay. One last question, Mr. Alex. What roles, as citizens are really important in the participation of the governance of a nation, what roles do you think political parties can play in order to raise the level of trust that citizens have in their government and their candidates and their electoral borders?
Okay. So the political parties have different roles to play. Example, so for one, they can also clean up their primary systems. So we have cases of people double counting during the primaries. We have a particular candidate. We have cases of consensus, which can be consensus that everybody agree, or it can be they be forced to agree. So you have to clean up that system to be able to build back the trust that this is a clean system, this is what we're going to follow. And then building back trust is going to make these people to trust you more and want to participate more. Then other ways by sensitization, and then explaining to the electorate that this was the past, this is the future. So cleaning up and sensitization goes hand in hand to move everything forward.
And even the primary elections to count before the major elections.
Yes, yes, it does.
Thank you very much for joining us, Mr. Alex. And that is where we'll be wrapping up today's political arena.